Ladies and gentlemen, this is the presentation for the 7th International Conference on Language, Literature, Culture, and Education, hosted by the Faculty of Language and Literature Education, Universitas Pendidikan Indonesia. My name is Evi Karlina Ambarwati. I'm speaking on behalf of my colleagues from Universitas Singapura Bangsa Karawang. We would like to present the result of our research entitled Preparing Accountants in a Globalized Industry, an Analysis of Language Use in Professional Setting. English is important language to acquire due to its status as lingua franca in the globalized professional community. However, it is found that textbook in vocational high school is non-vocational, so that it does not prepare the students for work. Attempts have been made to investigate the needs for English for various jobs. However, the most common needs investigated is computer engineering and networking. Leaving English for accounting remains under investigated. As I previously mentioned, that English competence is one of the qualifications to meet the demand of the industry. However, the content of English lessons in vocational high school does not match with the industrial demand. Partially, it is because of the English textbooks itself, which is found to be too general, lacks in technical vocabulary, and unfortunately, it does not prepare the students for the occupation. Critical genre analysis is a framework developed by Bhatia, which has been used to describe general patterns of text and their professional practices and cultures. Several studies have applied CGA framework to analyze many communication events in various professional settings. For example, CGA is used to analyze communication function and structures of emails, which information we later use to design business English course. CGA is also used to analyze companies' annual reports. Last, CGA is used to analyze spoken text, such as business meetings and presentation. So our research used critical genre analysis to analyze various communication events in accounting profession. Bhatia specifically mentioned that the word genre here is interchangeable with the communication events. So in our research, the word genre and communication events are used interchangeably. There were 5 steps in doing the research. The first one is surveying existing literature, in which we surveyed English for accounting books and research articles. The parameters for surveying the articles are: number 1, the articles must apply Bhatia's CGA framework. Number 2, the articles must research about accounting professionals. And the last one, the articles must be published within 10 years in reputable journals or proceedings. The second step of the articles was refining the situational or contextual analysis. The third step of the research was studying the institutional context, in which we studied the linguistic, social, cultural, and professional rules and conventions. The fourth steps of the research was levels of linguistic analysis, in which lexicogrammar features, text patterns, and structure of the text were analyzed. The last one is validation from the practicing members of accounting profession. We surveyed 18 literatures, which consist of 14 research articles and 4 English for accounting books. From the research articles, it was found that in accounting profession, the communication event centers on corporate annual reports, email communication, and the CGA framework allows us to not only see the genre and the genre structures, but also see the professional practices and cultures of the communication event themselves. In regards to the financial report or company report or corporate annual report, it was found that these reports are written in explicit but observable. And it also globally conservative and prudent because they are very careful, especially in describing negative facts. And also, it was interesting to see that financial data were embedded in the uh, reports in the form of tables. So it also allows us to see that another communication event revealed from the literature, which is bills of exchange, to see how accountants describe trend and graphs in regards to their annual report. In the terms of electronic email communication, it was found that usually the purpose of the emails are discussion, requesting, delivery, and informing. And communication email in accounting profession emphasize speed and concision. It is interesting to see about cultural appropriation in which different culture have different approach in writing their emails in emails communication. For example, certain culture is very direct while the others are indirect. Certain culture also are very careful about saving negative face that they frequently use the word please or kindly in their emails. And the last interesting point about emails in accounting communication is that there has been interplayed between email and speech email. Usually emails is preceded or followed by telephone communication, in which we find another literature, another research as well, research articles as well as a book talking about conversation, phone conversation. And it was also found that appropriate intonation, tempo, and pausing is very important, alongside with the background or social cultural knowledge about the work itself. So we found 4 communication events involved in the accounting occupation, which is workplace communication, financial statement, business correspondence, and foreign exchange. In regards to the values, accounting profession values accuracy and straightforwardness, which shape their professional communication. In writing their financial reports, they tend to be prudent, explicit, and observable, while in writing their okay. In regards to the values, accounting profession values accuracy and straightforwardness, which later shape their professional communication. In writing their financial reports, they are prudent, explicit, and observable, as well as writing. They emphasize accuracy, speed, and straightforwardness, and they are also likely to present details in points. However, there is cultural appropriation difference shaped by their cultural background, and Asian employers tend to use various politeness strategy. And the last one is their email communication is closely surrounded by phone communication. It's either email is either proceed or followed by phone conversation. Now let's move to the validation. There were 2 validators who work in accounting profession, and the results of their validation is valid to all of the 4 communication events in the profession. So this is the final mapping of the communication events in accounting profession, in which we describe about the communication purpose, the communication mode, whether it's spoken or written. And lastly, the text pattern of the communication mode. Okay, so finally, we are aware of the fact that the global industry creates even more needs for English communication skill. And then it is important to note that CGA framework, critical genre analysis framework by Bhatia, can be used to analyze professional communication. And the result of our research that shows that there are 4 communication events in accounting profession. Number 1 is workplace communication, business correspondence, financial statements, and foreign exchange. We sincerely hope that the mapping of the purpose, communication mode, and text pattern that we describe in our research paper can offer the solution for equipping the necessary English language skill at work. Thank you very much for your attention.